Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to our class, and we are now in lesson 3, which is all about elimination of arbitrary constants. So in this lesson, our goal is to derive or to find a corresponding differential equation of a given function. No? So given a function, we need to derive a differential equation. So to derive a differential equation, we need to differentiate the given function. Okay, so let's have this example para mas maintindihan natin, no? So we're going to eliminate the arbitrary constants. Okay, so for number 1, we have this given function y is equals to ax to the power of 2 plus bx plus c. So we're going to eliminate the arbitrary constant to derive a differential equation. So take note that in this given function, excuse me, there are three arbitrary constants, which are A, B, and C. Okay? So anyway, during your exam, no, so I might indicate those arbitrary constant that needs to be eliminated. Okay, so in this, again, in this given function, there are three arbitrary constant, so A, B, and C. So this means that we are up to third differentiate. No? So, I mean, we're going to differentiate this one up to third derivative, no? So since three arbitrary constant man. So the first derivative is this one, no? So of course this one, the derivative of 2 ax to the power of 2 is 2ax, and then plus derivative of bx is b, then derivative of constant, of course, 0. Okay, so we all know that the derivative of a constant is always 0. So we have 2ax plus 2ax plus b. Now, the second derivative is this one. No? So, derivative ng 2ax is 2a, of course, and then derivative of b is 0. So, this is equals to 2a. So, next is the third derivative. So, derivative of 2a is simply 0. So, therefore, this is the corresponding differential equation of this given function or relation. Okay? So, in this topic, walang masyadong problema, no? So, as long as you know how to get a derivative, or you know how to differentiate, no? So, this is from your differential calculus. I think that is from your second trimester, no? So, please recall your knowledge from your differential calculus, no? So, yung paano mag-derive or paano mag-differentiate. Alright? So, let's have example number 2. So, we have x cubed minus 3x squared y equals to c. So, we only have one constant here, no? So, itong c lang, yung constant. Tama? So, that means first derivative lang. Okay? So, derivative of x cubed, no? So, we have 3x to the power of 2. Tama ba? No? So, 3 minus 1, we have 2. Diba? Ganun mag-derive. Okay, so, for this part, itong 3x squared y, so, we can use the product rule. So, by the way, ito, dapat may close bracket yan dito. Okay? So, or, pwede rin na ito, isama nila dito. Or, at saka ito, dapat 2 rin ito, not 3. No? So, kindly pakicorrect yung handouts na binigay ko sa inyo. No? So, let's derive this one using the product rule. So, ilabas natin itong 3. So, yan. Ilabas yung 3. So, itong x squared and y na lang. So, derivative of x squared, y is x squared y prime. No? So, i-derive muna natin yung y. So, y prime. Okay? So, yung x squared, copy lang. No? So, product rule. I hope you can still recall yung product rule. Plus, no? So, yung y naman ang kopya natin, and then derivative of x squared is 2x. No? So, I hope nakuha nyo. So, again, ang i-apply dito is product rule. Okay? So, copy ang x squared, derivative of y is, of course, y prime. Plus, copy naman ang y, and then derivative of x squared is 2x. Okay, so next is you distribute itong 3. Okay? So, copy 3x squared minus ito, times ito. So, we have negative 3x squared y prime. So, negative times positive. So, negative 3 times 2, 6. And then copy xy. Okay? And take note that this equation has common factor, no? So, common factor sa kanila yung 3x. Okay? So, ito divisible by 3x. Ito rin divisible by 3x. Ito rin divisible by 3x. So, that's why I multiply both sides of the equation by 1 over 3 over x. Okay? So, pag multiply ng 1 over 3 over x, so ang natira na lang dito is itong x, no? So, kasi natanggal na yung 3, tapos yung x squared minus 1, so we have x only. Tapos ito naman, cancel yung 3, so ang natira sa x squared is x na lang, no? So, and then copy y prime. Minus, so ito dapat may 2 ito. Sorry, typo error. So, dapat may 2 yan. Okay? So, please, pakipalitan na lang yung sa handouts na binigay ko sa inyo. Tapos, ayan, y. Then, simplify further. So, again, may 2 dyan. Tapos, take note, this one is equivalent to dy over dx. No? So, na-mention ko yan sa first video ko na ang y prime is pwede maging dy over dx. Alright? So, ito naman, may 2 rin yan. No? So, please, ano lang yung handouts. And then, to remove the denominator dx, no? So para matanggal itong fraction na form, tanggalin natin yung dx, and to remove this, we simply multiply both sides of the equation by dx. Alright? So dx times x is x dx minus x dy kasi matatanggal na yung dx dito. Minus 2y and then dx equals to 0. Ito pag i-times dito, 0 pa rin. Alright? So next is pwede tayo mag-factor out, no? So, but before that, pwede ko tong i-arrange as to this one, no? So, pagtabihin ko yung my dx, tama? No? So, pinagtabi ko lang yan, and then, of course, common sa kanila yung dx, so pwede natin yan i-factor out, and then x minus 2y. Then, copy, negative x dy. Okay? So, ito na yung corresponding differential equation of this given function. Okay? So, let's try another example. So, itong number 3. So, sa example number 3, there are two arbitrary constants. No? So, itong C1 at saka C2. So, these are the arbitrary constants that we need to eliminate to derive a differential equation. So, ganun pa rin. No? So, since dalawa yung arbitrary constant, so that means up to second derivative tayo. So, y prime is equals to derivative of a constant is of course 0 plus. So, ito C2 again ang constant. So, dyan na yan. Copy. And then, ito maging maibababa yan. So, 3 yan to the power of 3x. No? So, that is equals to 3c sub 2 e to the power of 3x. Alright? So, take note that we still have a constant. No? So, itong C2. So, i-derive natin yan, no? So, second derivative, so we have 9c2e to the power of 3x. No? So, 3 times 3, so we have 9. So, take note, pagdating sa second derivative, still, mayroon pa rin tayong arbitrary constant, no? So, hindi pa rin natanggal yung c2. Tama? But, by elimination method from your college algebra, no? So, we can eliminate this c2, no? So, pwede natin yan ma-eliminate. So, we let the first derivative as equation 1 and the second derivative as equation 2. So, y prime is equal to 3c sub 2e to the power of 3x, no? So, and then, the equation 2 is y double prime equals to 9c2e to the power of 3x. No? So, recall that to eliminate, no? So, to eliminate a certain variable, dapat opposite yung sign, no? At the same time, equal yung numerical coefficient. So, ang goal natin is to eliminate the C2. Tama? So, para ma-eliminate yung C2 dito, dapat itong 3 maging 9. No? So, mag-equal dito. Tapos, dapat yung isa sa kanila is negative. So, to make this one equals to 9, we simply multiply by 3. And to make this one negative, mag-multiply rin tayo ng negative. Okay? So, ito maging, again, ano lang yan, typo error. So, dapat may 3y yan. Okay? May 3 yan. So, negative 3y prime equals to negative 9c2e to the power of 3x. So, yung sa second equation, just copy. Y double prime equals to 9c2e to the power of 3x. Okay? So, ngayon, pwede na natin i-eliminate yung 9. No? C2. Tama? So, cancel. No? So, cancel. So, ang natira na lang dito is 0. So, negative 3y plus y double prime. Okay, so i-rearrange lang. That is the final answer. Okay, so ganun lang simple. So let's proceed with wait lang. Saan ba yung medyo mahirap? Ito, example number 5. Okay? Anyway, ganun lang din, no? So, mag-derive tayo, but this one is trigonometric function, no? Cosine, sine na. So, there are still two arbitrary constants, yung C1 and C2. So, the first derivative is this one, no? So, this one is omega, no? So, symbol ng omega. So, derivative of cosine is negative sine. So, C1 cosine omega t plus, no? So, derivative naman ng sine is cosine. Okay, so take note that in the first derivative, walang na-eliminate sa arbitrary constant. But, let's proceed with the second derivative. Okay, so di ba yun yung goal natin? No? So, yung number of arbitrary constant present in the given function, doon magdidepende kung ilan derivative yung kailangan natin, no? So, I mean, ilang beses i-differentiate yung given, okay? So, tapos na yung sa first, and then let's proceed with the second derivative, okay? So, derivative of sine is, of course, cosine, no? So, yung omega, i-derive na naman natin, so kaya naging omega squared, okay? So, by the way, ito, derivative of omega, of course, omega. Okay? So, ito naman, ganun din, no? So, yung cosine magiging negative sine, derivative of omega is omega, and then, times omega, so omega squared. Okay? So, next is, ito, i-times lang natin dito. So, negative times positive, of course, negative. And, take note that, common sa kanila yung omega squared, no? So, omega squared, tapos yung negative, so pwede natin yan i-factor out. So, i-factor out natin yung omega squared, I mean negative omega squared, so ang natira na lang is c sub 1 cosine omega t plus c sub 2 sine. So, typo error again. So, sine omega t. Alright, so take note that itong c1 cosine omega t plus c2 sine omega t is equals to x. Tama ba? No, so ito pala. Okay? So, ang C1, yan, is equals to X. So, that means, ito, pwede natin yan palitan as X, no? So, equal man yan sa X. So, therefore, the second derivative is equals to negative W squared, I mean, negative omega squared X. So, as you can see here, wala nang arbitrary constant. So, therefore, this is the corresponding differential equation of the given function. Okay? So, that's how you eliminate the arbitrary constants to obtain a differential equation. Okay? So, I have here a exercise, no? So, dalawang problem that you may try, no? So, eliminate natin yung arbitrary constant. So, in letter A, the arbitrary constant is itong A at saka B. Okay? Yun yung kailangan natin eliminate. Wait lang. Di ba? Tama. Then, yung sa letter B, C1 and C2. So, let us now proceed with a family of curves. Okay. So, family of curves, ganun din, no? So, magdi-derive din tayo ng differential equation, no? So, yung nga lang, ito, medyo kailangan nyo ng deep knowledge sa mga equation, no? So, anyway, I have here some, no? So, or useful family of curves na kailangan ninyo, no? So, with their formulas, okay? So, ang gagawin din natin dito is parang sa arbitrary constant, no? So, eliminate din natin yung mga arbitrary constant to derive a differential equation. So, let's have an example. So, example number 1, we're going to find the differential equation of a family of circles having their center on the y-axis. Okay, so ito yung medyo crucial dito sa family of curves, no? So, ibibigay sa inyo na problem is sentence, no? So, kayo na yung mag-isip kung anong formula yon, no? I mean, kung anong formula ng sentence na yun. So, anyway, usually, ang mga formula na kailangan natin, no? So, or tandaan is yung sa formula ng conic sections of a line, circles, parabola, ellipse, and hyperbola. Okay? So, yan yung kailangan nyo tandaan yung mga formula. Okay? So, anyway, nandito naman yung iba. So, kindly just familiarize. No? So, malay natin, dyan lang manggaling yung exam na question. Okay? So, as much as possible, you try to find the differential equation of this family of curves. Okay, so family of circles having their center on the y-axis. So ito yon, ito yung formula ng given problem na yan, no? So mag-derive tayo ng differential equation. So to derive, we simply eliminate the arbitrary constant. So basically, itong arbitrary constant and family curves are related topic, no, or lesson. So connected lang sila. So of course dito, no, so ito yung eliminate natin yung r, no, so yan yung arbitrary constant dito. Okay, at saka yung b, ayan, yung b. Okay, so eliminate natin yan. So we're going to differentiate. So derivative of x squared is 2x plus, okay, so ito, the derivative of this one is, ito ibaba natin, so we have 2. So minus 2 minus 1, so 1. Then copy yung sa loob, so y minus b, and then derivative of itong y dito is y prime. Okay, so equals to derivative of r squared is 0. So distribute itong 2 at saka y prime, no? So 2y times y prime, 2 times y, 2y times y prime is 2y y prime. Minus 2 times b is 2b times y prime is negative 2b y prime equals to 0. And take note that this one, common sa kanila yung 2, no? So simplify natin, we simply multiply both sides of the equation by 2. So ang mangyari dito is magiging x na lang, no? So tapos ito y prime minus by prime equals to 0. Okay? So take note that in this no, so pwede natin yan i-divide by y prime, no? So bakit? Para ma-solve natin yung b dito. Okay? So solve for b. To solve for b, we simply divide both sides of the equation by y prime or multiply both sides of the equation by 1 over y prime. Okay? So ito, no? So divide lang to, so ito magiging result. Alright? So ito, i-derive na naman natin to, no? So kasi di ba ito is a constant? So kailangan din natin yan ma-eliminate. So di ba to eliminate, meaning mag-derive din tayo. So meaning second differentiation na tayo, no? So derivative of b of course 0. So ito, no? So i-apply natin dito yung quotient rule. So yung low di high minus high di low over the square of the denominator. Okay? So low di high minus high di low. Okay? So okay. So copy itong denominator, so y prime, no? So derivative of ito. So derivative of this one is 1 plus, ito is product rule, no? So product rule ito, so we have y tapos y double prime plus copy itong y prime tapos derivative nito is y prime, di ba? So i-apply natin dito is product rule. Okay? So di ba sa product rule, kopyahin yung first tapos derivative of y prime, of course y double prime. Ito naman yung kopyahin natin, y prime, and then derivative of y is y prime. Minus, no? So kopyahin natin yung numerator, no? So high tapos derivative of low, which is the y prime, and it is equals to y double prime. Okay? Again, di ba may formula ito sa itong quotient rule, no? So from your differential calculus, no? So the formula is low di high, meaning yung low copy and then derivative of high, meaning ng high is yung numerator, minus high, kopyahin yung numerator tapos derivative of low, so with high di low, no? So derivative of the denominator all over the square of the denominator. So ano ang denominator natin? Y prime tapos square or exponent of 2. Okay? So ulitin ko lang ha. This one is, ang ginamit dito is low di high, meaning kopyahin yung denominator, which is the, yun yung low natin, tapos derivative of high, which is the numerator. So ito. Okay? So ito is, ito siya. Yung minus, copy naman ito, tapos derivative ito. Then, simplify further. So y prime, i-times yan, so yan, tapos ito rin i-times dito, so magiging y prime cube na. Minus, ito naman, we have this one. Okay? So, simplify. So, copy y prime. So, ito, tanggal na ito, di ba? Cancel na itong y prime, y double prime. Kasi ito, minus. So, meaning tanggal na yan. So, ang natira na lang is ito. Tapos, minus xy double prime. Wait lang. Is it 2 or 3? Should be 3. Pagitin lang yung 2. Wait lang. It should be 3. Okay? So, ito naman, dapat 3 rin ito. Okay. So, sir, saan napunta yung denominator? So, take note, pag nag-cross multiplication tayo dito, no? So, cross multiplication, ito, magiging 0. So, pwede na yan tanggalin. Tapos ito, 1. So, that is the corresponding differential equation of the given function. I mean, formula, which is this one. Okay? So, hanggang dyan lang yung i-explain ko ng example. Anyway, yung sa example number 2, madali lang naman. Same as with 3, 4, 5. Okay? So, madali lang yan. So, I have also here some exercise that you may try. No? So, anyway, hindi na naman to kailangan isabot. So, just try. Baka ito yung lumabas sa exam. So, at least, alam niyo na kung paano sagutan. So, that's all for this video. I hope you've learned something. And thank you for listening.